Hello people, I love you! And this is a video, obviously you can tell by the title, as promised in my previous video, I will be doing an anime tag, and I will begin by giving you the questions. Here we go, here we start, hey, 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 I look like an idiot, I know, but who gives a damn, because I enjoy myself. Okay, anime tag questions. Question one: what is your favorite and least favorite genre? I would say that my favorite genre would obviously be shonen, because I just like the whole shonen thing. It's just you can never go wrong with shonen. To make that point even more clearer, I was watching a little bit earlier at the Bakuman, and even they themselves stated the fact that like it's shonen manga, it's not gonna be that much of a problem. Like if we just write shonen, we'll be fine. It's like they understand that shonen is one of the most easiest things you can just pick up as a mangaka and all that to create a manga or an anime or whatever. And it's just like it's not gonna be that much of a hassle. It is because if you lack the crucial points in the story, if you just the characters are nothing, it's gonna be like very bland and boring. But as long as it's shonen, it's a very simple formula you can still use, but you still have to add the creativity that is in your mind already in there. Okay, well, let me just. You understand what I mean by I love shonen and my reasons for everything. So let's continue with the whole least favorite. I would say that my least favorite would have to be ecchi and harem. So I'm not saying that I do not enjoy them. I'm just saying that most of them I'm not a very big fan. Example of that, I haven't watched this anime, but from what I've seen of it, I just don't feel like it's my thing. High School DxD. That's the anime that I like. A lot of friends like it because like they like it. It's just like oh okay, it's just tits like and everything like. And I will not criticize the whole tits and everything because I freaking watch Rosario Vampire and I love the living crap out of that. And that's straight up ecchi harem. But it had more to it. I just feel like it did. And once I watched that, and after that, because I enjoyed that anime a lot, I read the manga, and afterwards I fell in love with the manga even more because the manga actually is pretty good, and the manga is actually shonen, and everything. It doesn't deal with the whole ecchi and harem things that much. It still has it, but the show eventually just loosens that up with like just it's like it's like it's up here now it's just down here now what we have up here is action and just fun storytelling, except I hate the ending because it's just fucking just like yeah, the journey was amazing, the ending was ugh. Actually no, if you count that other chapter they gave out, you count that other chapter they gave out, chapter 67, it's not ugh. But if you count 66 or 6 point, I don't know, whatever. If you count 66, I'd say, ugh. It's just, I hated that. Not gonna go into much detail about it. If you want it, no, just read it for yourself. Like, the journey's amazing, but just that one chapter really makes me go, eh. But still, like, I'm just not a big fan of ecchi and harems that often. Like, it depends on the story, the characters, and the formula being used. I can still watch it and enjoy myself. It's just my least favorite. That's all. Question number two. Is there an anime you love so much that you had to go read the manga? Yes! There is tons of those. Every time I watch an anime, if it's really good and entertaining, if I know there's a manga or like I find out there's a manga, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read the living Jesus Christ out of it. If you want, I'll go into detail as to and many. I will list them for you right now. Starting with Rosario Vampire. I already mentioned that. Still gonna mention it. It's a great manga. Funny anime, enjoyable anime, really good. Honestly, I loved it. When I first watched it. Like if I watch it now, I'm not gonna enjoy that as much because I read the manga. But if the manga, just was exactly like the anime, I still enjoy it the same way. It's just like, when expectations sometimes get trumped over, when something, the source material is so much better than what we got as an adaptation. Just saying. I understand the reasons as to why that happened. The author had no clue what he wanted for the series. Well, he was making the anime, but sooner he got aggressive in his head and just the manga just took off even better. But yeah, there's Rusara Empire. There's Gare Zero. I love Gare Zero so much that I went and read Gare and loved that series. Just great. Claymore, like, and when I was really surprised when I read that. It's point by point, page by page, frame by frame, identical. I enjoy that. It's identical up until the last two episodes. That's where it just goes, detour somewhere else. But it wasn't awful. Actually, I'm kind of like it was bad. But we got in the manga is way better, and still, I still appreciate the whole aspect of like it being like perfect adaptation up until the last two episodes. That's where just, but still, like I enjoy that aspect of it. Other ones would be Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Gaunt's, Dead Man Wonderland, Shingeki no Kyojin, and two others I will not mention because I honestly just kind of lost interest in reading them. I hope I do pick them up again as mangas, that is. But as animes, I really enjoyed them. As mangas, yeah, adaptations and everything, source material, you know. Question number 3. Favorite power in anime? I'd say my favorite power in anime would be Nen from Hunter x Hunter. Because Nen is an awesome power you can utilize in many different ways, and just the writer, the author, is just can create just about anything with in the Nen characters and their powers and everything. Just about anything. Obviously, but it depends on their Nen type and their nature and all that. But it's a real cool concept. The whole thing about Nen, just basically the power could be anything, but it has to relate to your personality and to the Nen type user that you are yourself. But you can just basically do about anything. In my opinion, that's what it is. It has some ground rules, but it's still everything. Something else I'd say that I'd like to as a power that I always love, but I don't see being used that often in anime. I've seen it a few times. I'm not saying it's never used. I'm just saying it's not used that often. Is aerokinesis, for example, like be able to control air and all that, and just use it like slashing things open and all that other cool stuff. Like I enjoy that power so much because from my name you can tell I'm gay Ryunokase. I like to be called Kase, and Kase basically is Japanese for wind. I enjoy the wind. I love the winds. I love dragons and all that, but just real, it's like I just don't like the word real that much. But I enjoy the word dragon a lot. But Kaze is what I just love. You can call me either Gabriel no Kase or Kaze or whatever. Just saying, but still, like that's not the point. The point is this tag. Okay. Uh, let's see. Okay, question numero cuatro. What anime cliffhanger annoyed you the most? Speaking of Nen from Hunter x Hunter, uh, sorry, that is a horrible transition. Speaking of Hunter x Hunter, the cliffhanger that I hate the most is at the end of Hunter x Hunter. After the end of the OVAs and everything, the original series, not the reboot, because I'm not a big fan of the reboot. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to get to the reboot because I want to watch all the small changes, but at the same time, I hate the small changes that they did, for speed reasons. I understand why, but I still gotta push myself through a lot just to through all that, so I can actually get to the good bits that weren't animated yet. Once I get to those, I'm gonna love the series for sure. I'm pretty sure because I watched all the episodes of the original and all that. But yeah, the cliffhanger that annoyed me the most was that cliffhanger at the end of Greed Island and everything when Gon uses a company with Killua and basically that's it. We're supposed to get to meet Gin and all that at the Gin, but it just ends there. And for all you anime viewers and all that, watch Hunter x Hunter, read it and all that. I know that person that we saw who he is, even if they didn't mention it. It's just very obvious. You can tell by his hair and his hat who that person is. Very obviously. Still, I enjoyed that, but I hated the cliffhanger. Like that's where it just left off. Like no more. Like if you want to watch what happens later, either read the manga or watch the reboot. I'm gonna watch the reboot. Just saying. I'll get to it sometime sooner or later. Even though I already know the answer and what happens afterwards, but I want the full picture. But still, I'll get to it later. Let's go to question number 5. I'm really rambling a lot, aren't I? I'll just try and finish this off as quick as I can, giving all my input on it. Uh, Best moment in anime. For me, it's between the conclusion of the fight with Luffy and and Rob Lucci, because Monkey D. Luffy and Rob Lucci's fight was just epic as hell. It dragged on for a while, but it paid off severely. Just that jet Gatling massive beauty that I saw. We all knew that moment was just like, oh god, I just came. For some of you out there, obviously. And my second would be it's kind of the saddest for me and the most enjoyable in a sense, but it's really sad and a moment that really hit me hard and the really hits me in the heart and everything. I enjoyed it severely. I mean, I enjoyed it massively, and I cried. I was in tears. I can't actually cry, but I actually felt really sad. It was in that instance in or that moment in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood where Greed dies. Like I still was kind of sad the first time he died in the original Full Metal, but the second time is where it just was. I love you, Greed. I've always loved you, but that moment of your death was just beautiful, beautiful. Okay, continue on to favorite anime reviewer. I'd say my favorite anime reviewer would be Arcada from Glass Reflections. He does pretty good anime reviews, and he does them consistently. And he does a full series anime review. I like that. And he sometimes, because of his reviews, you find series that you might deem interesting in a sense. And the guy's actually pretty cool and awesome and all that. I love him and Otaku Crew and all that, and the J-Taku Crew. Everyone there. But if you want me to list up some other people that I'm subscribed to and I watch, we'll list them off right now. I would say, for Neverworld, I like his reviews. I don't agree with everything he says, but still I like his reviews and I'm subscribed to the guy. As a person, I really think he's just a prick. No offense, but I just think he's a prick as a person. Just saying. Bakashif, Shibi reviews, Gigik, Holden reviews, Gene P, and others that I'm not gonna list off because I'd just be going for hours. If okay, so another question is if you owned Avatar: The Last Airbender, would you put it on your bookshelf? Fucking course, yeah. Why wouldn't I? I don't discriminate against that. Just because it's not exactly an anime, I still enjoy it the same way as I would an anime. So as long as that part of me, is there, the enjoyment aspect and still feeling like it is anime, I'm gonna put it wherever the fuck I want to. I would, even those people out there who know what Ruby is, I would put that on my bookshelf too, my anime bookshelf. Cause I fucking enjoy it. I don't give a damn. It's anime inspired, and they do the best they can, and I enjoy it. So listen to my words, and I can't. I can't do it. Okay, anime you don't think gets enough love. I don't know. I'm gonna skip this one. I don't know. I don't know which one doesn't get that much love. Best relationship slash bond in anime. I'd say the brothers in Full Metal Alchemist, the Straw Hat Crew, Naruto and Jiraiya, Yomi and Kagura from Gare Zero, Kogami Shinya and Makashima Shogo from Psychopaths, and Light and L from Death Note. I'd say those would be the ones that I like a lot. Just great bonds and great rivalries at the same time. Or just, two sides of the same coin, that thing. And last question, and, last question. Why am I saying, Last question of all is, favorite anime. My favorite anime is One Piece. It always has been, and it will always remain One Piece. It's an endless journey. It's been going on for 15 years. And we are not going to get to the end anytime soon. I'm just saying, Oda is a master. Also, he's a master of just great storytelling and a master of teasing something so far back and then when we get to it in the where we are right now, or eventually in the future, it just pays off magically. And that's why I love the guy. I love One Piece, and it's an all around great series, fun characters. So that's the end of this anime tag. Any of you guys who feel like you want to make an anime tag, just like I did, I will leave the questions down below so you can do an anime tag yourself. And I think that's it. And I'm supposed to tag somebody, but I have no person that I can currently tag in that I know, as a buddy or whatever that he can do this, or he can do this with me and all that. I have a couple of buddies, but they're gamers, not anime reviewers or anime whatever you call me. But still, yeah. So I guess I'm gonna tag the public. I'm gonna tag you guys. So I tag you, and with that said, I'll see you soon. Hopefully with something new.